Since you didn't let me press yes, I'm gonna say no. I'm eating cereal. Yeah, I'm eating cereal. And my new favorite milk, because at first I like almond milk because I couldn't drink the real milk no more since last year. Um, but now, since they didn't have the almond milk the last time I went to the store or whatever, I got the one they did have, which was oat milk. And I thought I was not going to like it. I was just experimenting. But I like this better than almond milk. So this is my new favorite milk. I drink oat milk, vanilla, skim. It's like purplish. It's like in a purplish box type of thing. Yeah. I just actually finished the first one that I bought to try. I bought two just in case I liked it and I wasn't finna go back to the store. So I bought two and I just finished the first one. And for some reason I just keep having like this craving of only eating um, Reese's Puff cereal. I can't stop eating it. Like I try to eat something different and it's not working. Even though I have been eating these. These are my new favorite chips. Y'all, I'm just finding a lot of new favorite things. Because, I shop all the time for myself. I'm experimental. But I love dill pickles. So anytime I see dill pickle on a chip, I'ma get it because I like dill pickles. So this is my first time ever running across these Doritos Tangy pickle, and they're the best pickle chips. They make your mouth feel like how if you eat salt and vinegar chips or dill pickle chips and you eat a lot, like your mouth start like having that like sour tingle like to it. This will make you get that super quick, but they so addicting. They so good. These are the best flavored pickle chips ever. And usually I eat the Pringles and Lay's. And Lay's is fire. I actually finished a Lay's like 2 weeks ago. But now, this is my new favorite one. But Lay's is good too. I ain't gonna lie. Lay's is good. Pringles is good. I don't think I ever tried any other ones. All the little off brands that I don't really be remembering their name. I like them ones too. One is called Fried Pickles. I like that one. Y'all know those chips called Voodoo? I like them. They not dill pickle, but I'm just saying I like them. But the bag of the dill pickle ones, that's fried dill pickles. It looks like they probably are the same brand as the Voodoo ones, but I'm not sure. Cause I didn't never look, to be honest. Okay, so if you're on Facebook, you don't know what video I'm talking about, so go to my YouTube and check out that video that I'm about to tell you about. But if you're not on Facebook and you're on YouTube, you probably know what I'm talking about. But so earlier when I took my twist out to do this twist out, I started talking about an issue that I had with my hair, and I was like, oh yeah, so this is my third time growing my hair back after a big chop. And the first ever big chop, which it wasn't called that at the time, I ever had was when I was in second grade, because me and my whole family, we got lice. So ultimately, we tried all the stuff that they was trying to tell us to try, but it didn't work. So we all ended up cutting our hair off. It got rid of it, of course. So I told them on that video that I would do a real story time of that, because actually it's one of the first times like my psychic abilities was like on point. Not all the way on point, but it was on point to where I had let somebody like catch something that was going on in the works or whatever, and I didn't know how to explain it other than what I saw, which was wrong. So I'm about to tell the story time of that while I eat this cereal. Okay, so like I said, I was in second grade, And if anybody don't know who I am already, like personally, and you just watching my videos or whatever, I have 5 younger siblings that I grew up in a household with, and my mom a single parent. So at that time, I'm trying to think. At that time, was my youngest 2 brothers that there? But I'm not sure. I think he could have been, because the clippers, only guys get clippers. Even though my mom be getting clippers now, but she don't use them, I don't think. But okay, so anyway, I'm gonna say that their dad was there. So I was in the car. We had just got back from driving to Chicago. We was going to drive to Chicago. Um, I think we drove like almost all the way there, and then for some reason we had to turn back around because like something was happening. So I remember being in the car on the drive there, and like my head was itching a lot, but it like I didn't never think nothing of it. But my head was itching a lot to where I knew that I was scratching my head a lot. But by the time we came back to our house, from trying to go to Chicago, but we couldn't. I was the last one in the car because I was sleepy, and they left me because who was finna wait for me? So I'm scratching my head, and at this point I'm like, is something wrong? So I start doing this. You know how you could tell if something coming out your head when you do this? You can see like little flakes, especially if you got gel or dandruff or anything. You can see it. So I start doing this, all the places where it's itching, and doing this. And I can see like little flakes or whatever of like dandruff, dust, or whatever it really is. And then all of a sudden I'm looking down, and it's like a fish flopped out my head. It was like a big old fish, like this big, in front of my face, and it like flopped down, and I saw gills and stuff, and it fell on the floor. And I was like, ah! And I was like that. And I was like, ah! And I looked to see if it was a fish on the floor, because I just saw a fish fall out my head, out of my hair. So I looked down in the back seat of the car where I'm at, and I'm looking around like, where the fish go? Where it just go? So I'm looking, it's not nowhere to be found. So I'm like, nah, I know I just saw the fish fly out my head. So I run in the house. I'm like, Mom, the fish just fell out my head. The fish just fell out my head. She like, girl, ain't no fish in your head. What are you talking about? And she on the phone, so she don't want to hear what a second grader got to say. I'm like, Mom, I'm being so serious. A fish just fell out my head in the car, and I can't find it no more. And she like, Keirra, what are you talking about? I'm like, Mom, look at my hair. It's something wrong, something wrong, something wrong. And she like, Keirra, ain't nothing wrong with your hair. I'm like, Mom, can you please look? It's something in my hair. I just saw a fish come out my hair. And so she just like think I'm the dumbest thing walking around. I promise you. So she like, Keirra, ain't nothing in your hair. Ain't nothing in your hair. Ain't nothing in your hair. And then she started going slower. And she started like going fast and stuff, looking all around, and I could feel her, and I could feel the sense of panic in her. And then I'm like, Mom, what's wrong? And she ain't saying nothing. I'm like, Mom, what's wrong? I'm tapping her head. Mom, what's wrong? What's wrong? And she was like, Keirra, put your head under the water. So we in the bathroom. So she turned on the tub, and she made me bend down and get underneath the water. So my head is underneath the water. My hair getting soaked. So I'm like, Mom, what is it? What is it? She leave out the bathroom. I'm steady saying, Mom, what's wrong? What's wrong? And she ignoring me. She on the phone, and she like, can you come over real quick? I see something. In Keirra hair. I'm like, you see something in my hair? I jump out the water, from underneath the water, and I start going around the bathroom. Water dripping everywhere. I'm like, Mom, what's in my hair? What's in my hair, Mom? What's in my hair? And she like, go get back under the water. I'm like, okay. So I go back and go kneel back down and get under the water. And I hear her talking on the phone like, come over. It's some bugs crawling in her hair. I'm like, it's some bugs crawling in my hair. So now I'm working the water through my head. No, I don't want no bugs in my hair. So I'm trying to, get the water to make the bug come out. But I'm looking down in the water, and I don't see no bugs coming out. So I'm like, what is she talking about? And mind you, I'm in second grade. I'm a second grader. So then I was under the water for about like 30 minutes. I finally get up like, Mom, my knees hurt, da-da-da. So she got my hair wrapped around in the towel. She checking everybody else's heads in the house or whatever, seeing if they have any bugs crawling around in their hair. And then my sister had a lot, but she wasn't letting us go around each other or whatever. So she had put one of the bugs out my sister's hair, put it on a piece of tissue, and she went outside to whoever she had called to come over that she was on the phone with. And I'm not knowing that she doing all of this until I like understand what's going on. But I just see her do this to my sister's hair, get something on the tissue, and go outside. So I watch her out the window as she outside, and I see that she outside talking to my auntie, who is her sister, and her name is Shantae, and she died. Rest in peace, Shantae. And she come back inside, and so now Shantae wanna look in our head. So we all go outside, and Shantae looking in our head, and she like, yeah, them lice. And my mom like, what is lice? And I'm looking around, I'm looking like, what is lice? What's that? And she was like, oh yeah, y'all got lice. It's usually white people get it. Usually black people don't even get lice. And you know, me, I'm in second grade, so I don't even understand the whole, what you mean by white people get it and black people don't get it. Or whatever. So, it's kind of a long story, now that I think about it. So, we went to the hospital. So, my mom, nobody knew how to get rid of it. So, they just knew, once they told her, oh yeah, it's lice or whatever, they didn't really know how to get rid of it. So, they told her to take us to the hospital. So, we go to the hospital. My sister, Candace, I don't know if I should have said her name, whatever, but anyway, my sister, Candace. My sister, Candace, had, like, the worst, like, infestation of it, because her hair was a little bit thinner than all of ours. My hair was a little bit thicker, and then my little sister, Naya, her hair is, like, the thickest, and it's spongy. And then at that time, my brother, Jay Sean, he had long hair. He had, like, some really good, like exotic hair. It's just so pretty. It was long. It was down his back, touching his diaper. You know, I don't even know how old was he. I was in second grade. He a few years younger than me though. He like 4 years younger than me. But anyway, so we all at the hospital and they checking us, and you know they worried about Candace. The rest of us, they gave my mom kits to like put in our hair and take it out. That was supposed to work. But when they get into my sister Candace's hair, they like, nah, this is a very bad infestation. Like, it's eating at her skin. Like, it's deep in there or whatever. So they start trying to do Candace's hair at the hospital. Instead of like us, they told my mom to gave her the stuff and told her to do it basically herself. So long story short, I don't really know what was happening in Candace's room. That'd be Candace's story to tell. But we end up going home, and my mama put the kids in all of our heads, so it's 6 kids. But it didn't work. So it didn't work. Some of them died, and they came out or whatever, but it was still some alive in our hair or whatever, so it wasn't coming out. So then my mom was like, F it. So she looking it up online and stuff. She asking people. So some people telling her, all you gotta do is put vinegar in there. Some people told her, you just gotta put mayonnaise, let their hair soak in mayonnaise. And then another person was like, well, if it don't work, none of that stuff worked, you gonna have to cut their hair off or whatever. So, of course, we all got a nice grade of hair, so don't nobody really want to get their hair cut off. So we trying the vinegar, we trying the mayonnaise. She put the mayonnaise caps on my brother hair, Jay Sean, and his hair was literally the longest hair. His hair was literally like, I don't even know, like 20. He was little. It couldn't have been 20, but he was little. It was all the way down, touching his pamper, basically. So she got the mayonnaise, and we got caps on our head and stuff like that. And we trying to get, the stuff out. Not working. It's really not working. It was nice, and our hair was shiny afterwards, but it definitely didn't get the lice out. So next she tried for me. It was later that night. She pouring vinegar in my head. So tell me why. Okay. So she got a towel, like one of them washcloth towels, in front of her hand in the front so that it don't get down my face or whatever. But she pouring it in my head or whatever, and she was like, close your eyes. I closed my eyes, and then I'm like, Mom, can I open my eyes? Because she was done or whatever. And she was like, yeah, I think you can open your eyes. I opened my eyes started burning like I got pepper sprayed or something. And it wasn't because the vinegar got in my eyes like the liquid, but it was the fumes of the vinegar all up in my eyes and my face and stuff. I was like, ah! So then after I start running, then of course the wetness started coming too. So I'm like, Mom, it's burning. She like, sit down, Keirra. Dang, so she rinsing my eyes out with water and stuff. And so next, it didn't work. Like I'm saying, it didn't work. That's why I said 3 times big chop in my whole life, and the first time was this time in 2nd grade. So finally, I'm like, Mom, I don't want my hair to be itching. I don't want bugs in my hair. Like, I want to get my hair cut off. And she was like, okay. And she was like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, because it's going to grow back. So I was confident that it was going to grow back. So I'm like, yeah, I just wanted to get it cut. So we go and we got the scissors, and she cut it low at first. And then she get the clippers. And then the clippers is how we knew how we got them. The clippers is how we knew exactly how we ended up getting lice. So the last time the clippers was used, my mom had let one of our cousins them use it. So my mom all the time before she started using clippers, before she really used anything, like she cleaned it off and make sure it's all good or whatever, cleaned off. So she started cleaning out the clippers, and she sees dead lice all in the clippers, and she like, wow, because it was like a little like back and forth thing before this specific moment of like who got the lice to who, because we knew our cousins had it. Once we found out that we had it, and it like went around our whole family, like we got lice or whatever, other people started checking their heads or whatever, and then other people had lice too. But like I'm saying, my mom cleaned out the clippers, and the clippers she had let our cousins them use some weeks before, and nobody else touched them, so we knew what happened. And then they found out where they got it from, so we all knew, yes, it did come from some white people. They was in the pool with the white people, and they got lice. And then we came around them. We was all together a lot of times or whatever, and we all got lice too. And we was oblivious to lice, so we didn't think nothing of our heads itching like that or anything. But my mama didn't have it, so that was the weird part. After we got our haircut, though, they would pop up certain places because I don't think we got rid of any clothes or anything like that. So one time I was combing my mom's hair after we all got our hair cut off. So my brothers and my sisters, we all ended up getting our hair cut off. The only sister of mine that didn't get her hair cut off was Naya. Naya went with her dad. So before we made the decision for all of us to really have our hair cut, Naya had went away and she went with her dad. So she didn't get her hair cut. Jay Sean was the last person to get his hair cut. And my other 2 brothers, they was real little. One of them was a baby, and the other one was like 1 or 2 or something like that. Maybe 3. But yeah, so Jay Sean was the last one to get his hair cut because my mom really didn't want to cut his hair because his hair was really good and it was super long. But the inevitable was like, to get rid of this, everybody needs their hair cut, and we need to make sure we got rid of it. So he got his hair cut too. So me and Candace, we go to the same elementary school. Candace in 1st grade, I'm in 2nd grade. Now we coming back to school and we got bald heads. Our hair is cut off. People looking at us funny, and then we start calling us bald headed and stuff. Like, it was just horrible. At first I thought, nobody was gonna notice it because I forgot about it. I don't look in the mirror. I didn't never look in the mirror every day or nothing like that. So I didn't really see my hair being cut off I didn't see it. But when I went to school and people was looking at me funny, I'm like, why is they, and I'm like, oh, they looking at me funny because I'm bald. And then they started saying, you bald headed, and stuff like that. You look like a boy and stuff like that. But yeah, but long story short, my hair grew back or whatever. But I was getting perms, and then that's why I ended up doing the second chop the second time, because I wanted to go natural. After I got back from my dad's house one time, and his mom and his sister had like natural hair, and it was long, and I liked it, and they had blonde hair and stuff. So I'm like, I want that too, and I want my hair to be long like that too. So I cut my hair off and went natural. And then now I just had cut my hair off this time when I got mad last year in 2020. But yeah, there go my story. That's the story time of when I had lice in 2nd grade, and it was so horrible. So now, since then, I always had a phobia of lice and getting lice. So whenever people start scratching their head around me and stuff, and they do it too many times or too hard or something like that, I don't like them being around me, and I don't discriminate with letting them know like I feel like I got a problem with them. Like I'm gonna look at them like, don't come by me, don't come by me at all, because I don't want lice. I mean, I don't know if they got lice or not, but I'm not gonna take the chance, because what I'm supposed to do, be like a little ape or monkey and go pick through people's hair? No, I got to keep it safe. So if you scratching your head around me too many times or too rough and stuff, you can't come like within 6 feet of me, because what they told us at that time was that lice jump from head to head, and it could jump like 6 feet or whatever. Which I heard now that's not true. And then also they was telling us about super lice and how the treatment probably didn't work because it was super lice or something. But yeah, that stuff was a whole hot mess. But yeah, just to think about it, and nobody acknowledged it, my mom and them, but I helped us and saved our scalps, because, especially Candace's, because I saw a fish fly out my head in the back of the car one day. And then we found out that we had lice. So yeah, that stuff was really wild. Like, it was just so wild. But I'm kind of glad that it happened, because it taught me the importance of hygiene and knowing like stuff that's going on with people's bodies in their head and stuff. It was crazy because when I was in like 8th grade, I think I was in junior high. My English teacher at that time, language arts teacher, Miss Howwagon. Miss Howwagon, I'm so sorry for that time I cussed you out for no reason, or whatever I did. I don't remember if I cussed, but I'm so sorry for what I did. I just saw her not too long ago, actually. Well, kind of long ago now, but really not too long ago. And I wanted to say that so bad once, because at first I was getting her mixed up with if she was my 6th grade teacher, or if she was, who she really was, which she was, the one I feel bad for what I did. And I wanted to tell her that, but, it wasn't a good time to tell her that, but I am so sorry for doing that. That was very uncalled for. But, yeah, she was like, one of the first days of school, she was like, one of her fun facts or whatever about her, or a two truths and a lie thing about her, she was like, she have a phobia of lice, and that's why she don't like bring pillows into the classroom and stuff like that. Because I think she had like a nice setting for her classroom, but yeah, and it was like a dim classroom too, so that's why the pillow thing had came up or whatever. But yeah, so when she said that, I was like, same. I ain't say it out loud because I was a little embarrassed, but I was like, yeah, same. I ain't embarrassed no more, because experiences are experiences, and without spreading knowledge of experiences that you've actually been through, there's always going to be false information out there, and there's always going to be like untold parts of stories out there. So that's why it's important for everybody to be able to tell their story and speak their truth and everything, because then if they don't, there's pieces missing to history, which isn't good. But yeah, with that being said, that's my story time. If y'all want to hear more story times about stuff kind of like that, let me know, because I do got a lot of things I can make story times about. If y'all want to hear about somebody scamming, I got a story about that. If y'all want to hear a story about, what's another thing? I just got stories. Whenever I feel like it's necessary for me to tell my story times, I'm going to just tell them. So today, this hairstyle got me talking about the time I had lice. So that's why I made this story time today. But yeah. I'm done. I'm just saying.